Okay, so let's talk about the night shift. That time, when the world seems to slow down, power down.
For most people, yeah. But for some, 2 a.m. isn't just a time. It's the start of something different.
Right. For police, nurses, correctional officers, that lone gas station attendant, the normal safety nets, they kind of disappear after dark.
And the stakes get incredibly high. It's this profound sense of isolation.
Yeah. So today's deep dive, we're pulling from some really intense, difficult, true stories, real life accounts.
These aren't just spooky tales. We're looking at what people learned, right in the middle of a crisis, the critical moments.
That's the goal, really, to understand the split-second choices, sometimes the system failures that decide how things turn out when desperation or just danger steps out.
It's not just what happened. We want to explore why these moments stick, how they change someone's view of survival. Vulnerability.
Let's start with one, a real case study in handling extreme pressure without confrontation. This happened in New Jersey. Gas pump attendant, late shift, quiet weekend.
The classic setup. Middle of the night, probably feels like nothing's going to happen.
Exactly. It's 2 a.m. An Audi pulls in, South Carolina plates. The driver comes in, offers $20 cash up front, says he'll give another 20 if the fill-up is quick. Seems rushed.
Okay, red flag number 1, that upfront cash. It's often a distraction, right? Make the attendant hurry, maybe not look too closely. Speed and greed over caution.
Well, this attendant was cautious. While he's pumping the gas, he sees a girl in the back seat, maybe middle school age, asleep, under a blanket. He's just trying to do the job, get his tip, doesn't want to disturb her. But then she wakes up, looks right at him, wide eyes.
Oh, man. That feeling. The attendant later said it was just this instant cold certainty that something was wrong.
Totally. And through the back window glass, she mouths 2 words. No sound, just, help me.
Wow.
His hand just freezes on the pump handle. The driver's inside paying, but the window's down. What do? Your gut says jump in, right? Help her.
But if you confront the driver, who might be armed, you could put the child in more danger. It's an impossible split second.
And this is where the learning comes in, right? The instinct is to act directly. But on the night shift, isolated, maybe the system is the better first move.
Exactly. Indirect activation. He realized hitting the silent alarm was safer than trying to talk to the girl or confront the driver. He shifted from potential victim or escalator
to informant, covertly gathering info. The license plate, that was key.
Brilliant under pressure.
He called it his Emmy-winning performance. Faked like the pump was broken, ran inside, hit the silent alarm, then came back out, apologized, finished the sale like nothing happened, got the plate number.
Smart. Very smart. No confrontation.
And because he didn't escalate, the police, already alerted by the silent alarm, just calmly rerouted a patrol car. They picked up the Audi minutes later using the plate and description. His restraint saved the day. The police confirmed later he did exactly the right thing.
Incredible presence of mind.
Okay, so that was controlled panic using the system. This next one, it shows how fast a small lie can just blow up. Las Vegas. A police officer doing a welfare check. Driver slumped over the wheel in North Vegas.
Routine checks. They're deceptively dangerous. You're constantly trying to read tiny signals. Is this person tired, sick, or hiding something?
The driver wakes up, startled, says he just finished a double shift, exhausted, says he works at a chemical plant out in Henderson.
Okay, plausible enough maybe.
Except, the officer knew the area. The driver said he worked for Olin Chlor-Alkali. But the officer knew that specific industrial park. Only Borman ran night shifts for manufacturing there.
A small discrepancy,
no?
But significant.
Yeah, it's maybe nothing, right? Maybe the guy's just exhausted, confused the name, or maybe he's actively lying, managing the story.
And that's the razor's edge for the officer.
Yep.
Is it innocent exhaustion, trying to end the interaction quickly, or is it criminal evasion? Where's the line?
The officer didn't know, but the lie felt wrong. He asked the driver to step out for a field sobriety check. Just standard procedure given the situation.
And that's the trigger point.
That's when it flipped. The driver's hand suddenly drops out of sight behind the car door panel. Huge violation of protocol. What's going through an officer's head then? Does that small lie suddenly make this catastrophic?
Instantly. It flips the switch. You go into that Audi loop. Observe, orient, decide, act. Hand disappearing like that.
Yeah.
Direct threat indicator. The officer isn't worried about why he lied anymore.
Right.
He's focused on the response to being potentially caught.
Yeah.
The driver chose conflict over compliance. That's the calculation now.
And conflict it was. The driver pulls a gun, hidden behind his back near the seat, opens fire, hits the officer in the left arm.
Oh, God.
Officer returns fire, hits the driver's center mass. It's over that fast.
But the reason, this is the part that's just chilling.
Yeah. He wasn't some hardened criminal on the run. No big warrants, no priors mentioned.
What they found in the car, just a single bottle of OxyContin without a prescription.
That's it.
It just lays bare the desperation of addiction, the thought of detoxing in a jail cell. Apparently that felt worse than dying.
He chose immediate deadly violence over facing withdrawal and jail time. Just unbelievable.
So we've seen calculated risk, sudden violence, but the night shift also exploits vulnerability, sheer desperation.
This next story, it comes from Laredo, Texas. A young migrant worker, recently homeless, working hard in a late-night cantina, just trying to stay, straight.
It's a tough situation.
Yeah.
Vulnerable.
He gets approached by this well-dressed guy, kind of like a vaquero figure, and the guy starts talking, using this really specific, obscure slang from Guatemala.
Oh, building rapport fast.
Yeah.
Using cultural familiarity.
Exactly. He used some phrase. The translation was something like, it's not like everybody used to walk their dogs with sausages. Apparently, it's a hyper-local saying. Instantly creates this false bond. Like, I know you, I'm one of you.
Classic grooming tactic. Build that trust before you drop the bomb.
And the proposal comes.
$4,000. Cash. For 6 to 8 weeks of downtime. No hard labor involved.
$4,000. That's life-changing money for someone in his position. Right. He's hooked. The vaquero even says, yeah, it's illegal work, but it's not immoral. Like, no drugs, no prostitution involved.
Okay, so the mystery deepens. What is it then?
Well, then comes the questionnaire. Suddenly it gets very medical.
Here it comes.
Yeah. Rapid-fire questions. Got diabetes? Heart problems? Any medications? Stuff like that. Then the vaquero drops it. The $4,000. It wasn't for work.
Let me guess. An organ.
One of his kidneys.
Jesus. The desperation. On both sides, really.
Right.
The seller and the buyer.
But the real fear that stuck with this worker, it wasn't just the idea of selling a kidney, it was the how.
Right. If you agree to this, meet some stranger, some back alley setup, you go under anesthesia. What stops them from taking both kidneys? Or something else?
There's no regulation, no safety net,
Yeah.
just pure desperation meeting predatory opportunity. It's the dark side of the night economy. How many people are out there so desperate they'd actually say yes?
It's a chilling thought, truly.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. From human threats, calculated, desperate, to the more psychological side, the unexplained.
Because the night shift isn't just dangerous sometimes, it's also profoundly boring. And that boredom does weird things to your head.
Yeah, one security guard we read about called it a different kind of poison, the crushing monotony.
That isolation, the fatigue, it primes you to question what you're seeing or hearing. Which leads us to this account from downtown Houston. Large office building, modern.
This guard, trying to break the boredom, maybe get some exercise, decides to walk the fire stairs up 9 flights.
Okay, that'll wake you up.
He gets to the 9th floor, totally wiped. Now, these floors are U-shaped, and at the corners, these 90-degree turns, they have polished metal plates, like safety mirrors, basically, so people don't collide.
Right, I know the type. Reflective.
He's catching his breath, looks at the reflection in the middle plate covering the corner, and he sees it, clear as day.
Sees what?
A figure in a white security shirt, like his own uniform, standing for just a second in the hallway around the corner, then darts out of sight.
Whoa, okay. Prank.
That's his first thought. Co-workers messing with him. So he goes looking, checks every office, every conference room on that floor. All locked. Empty.
All right, getting weirder.
Then he radios down, asks where they are, and he hears both his co-workers answer at the same time from the lobby downstairs.
Okay, not them. He's definitely alone up there.
No, panic starts to set in. Because if it's not a prank, what is it? Is it a ghost? Or is he maybe having some kind of medical thing? He just climbed 9 flights of stairs. He's exhausted.
The mind scrambles for a rational explanation. Right? Anything with a supernatural or maybe criminal.
But it gets worse. He starts walking back towards the elevator, trying to sort of shake it off, and he hears footsteps behind him. Clear footsteps. Feels this rush of air, that primal feeling, imminent danger.
Neck hair is standing up.
Totally. He spins around, ready to defend himself. Nothing. Just the empty hallway, fluorescent lights humming. Sterile, empty.
That's terrifying. The unseen threat.
So he gets back downstairs, probably heart pounding, tells his coworkers, asks them, can you check the cameras? Like 10th floor, maybe? He's hoping they'll say, nah, feed's clear, man. You're just seeing things. Confirm it was just panic.
But that's not what happened, is it?
Nope. They check the monitors and they report back, we see some blurry movement right on the edge of the screen.
Oh, that's worse. Much worse.
Yeah, because that blurry movement, it suggests two really bad things. One, someone was definitely up there. And two, whoever it was, they knew the camera layout. They knew the blind spot.
They'd cased the place. This wasn't random. It wasn't a ghost. It was professional. Planned.
Exactly. The guard, he quit not long after that. Just decided. He didn't need to know what it was. Ghost, intruder, whatever. He was just scared, wanted out.
Can't blame him. Sometimes walking away from the unknown is the only sane choice.
Preserve your peace of mind. Which kind of brings us to the really tough part of this deep dive. The systemic stuff. Institutional failures. Trauma witnessed by people in jobs where, there's supposed to be rules, protocols.
Yeah, like being a correctional officer. I mean, the baseline level of trauma is already incredibly high. Constant danger. You're dealing with attempted suicides, inmates throwing bodily fluids, staff getting assaulted.
We read accounts. COs dealing with inmates who tried to hang themselves, found almost blue but survived. Another where an inmate bit an officer's face, needed 12 staples. It's brutal.
Just constant exposure to violence and desperation.
But for one CO, we learned about the breaking point. It wasn't actually the inmate violence. It was betrayal from the system itself.
That cuts deeper sometimes.
Yes, definitely. This CO finally snapped after this one incident involving another guard, a female guard, apparently known for being lazy, incompetent, routinely skipped her mandatory cell block walkarounds, checks she was supposed to do.
Which is incredibly dangerous. Those checks exist for a reason.
Exactly. So, hours after she should have done her rounds, she finally does a walkthrough and finds a male inmate hanging. He'd been dead for hours.
Oh, God. Preventable. Utterly preventable if she'd done her job.
That's what destroyed the CO2 telling the story. The death itself was horrific. But then, the alleged cover-up. He realized the jail management, they were apparently trying to sweep it under the rug, faking paperwork, changing logs, he claimed. So the incompetent guard could just resign quietly. No public firing, no accountability, no disgrace for negligence leading to death.
Protecting the institution's image over inmate safety and staff integrity.
Yeah, he just saw the whole system as broken, willing to let someone die and then protect the person responsible just to avoid bad PR. That kind of moral injury, it's profound.
You see echoes of that same pressure cooker environment, that systemic carelessness in other industries too, like construction, especially on rush jobs.
We had an account from a supervisor on a housing development project. Crazy deadlines. They had crews working alternating day and night shifts. People were just run ragged, exhausted.
Recipe for disaster. Fatigue is deadly in that line of work.
And the disaster happened. An apprentice, young guy, eager, trying to get ahead. He was up on the structure cleaning some decking, but he misjudged. Didn't properly account for the swing radius of this massive crane they were using. A 500-ton mobile crane.
Oh, the counterweights.
Yeah, the crane swung, the counterweights came around, crushed him instantly.
Horrific. Just unimaginable.
The supervisor described pulling the weights away, and the body just, his word was disintegrated.
God, the trauma for everyone who witnessed that.
And the aftermath was just heartbreaking too. The family, devastated, obviously looking for answers, for accountability. But the construction firm, they managed to prove in the legal battle that the apprentice had technically violated a safety protocol by being in that specific spot.
So despite the insane deadlines and fatigue likely being huge contributing factors,
the company could legally point to the worker's mistake. Left the family with no recourse, just grief, and nowhere to place the blame except on their loved one, or this faceless system that pushed everyone too hard.
And then there's hospice care, the night shift there.
Yeah.
It's facing death head on regularly.
Yeah, the accounts from hospice nurses, they're incredibly visceral. One described a patient with a tumor that burst a major artery in the lung, massive pulmonary bleed, said the floor was just deep, sticky red. Her uniform needed 2 hot washes, and the horror of trying to comfort someone literally begging for air they can't get.
It's dealing with the body's final betrayals, things like esophageal varices, these horribly inflamed blood vessels in the throat, usually from liver failure. Nurses describe them as ticking time bombs. They know they'll rupture eventually, often catastrophically.
The inevitability is terrifying.
But sometimes the most haunting deaths are the ones that feel avoidable.
There was this one story. A 32-year-old man, end-stage alcoholism, multiple organ failure. He'd chosen DNR, do not resuscitate.
Young. That's tragic already.
Yeah, he'd been in and out. Staff tried everything, but he fell off the wagon again, got readmitted. This time, it was the final decline. Rapid deterioration. Vomiting went from, bile to just profuse straight blood.
From the varices likely rupturing?
Probably. And because of the DNR, the staff couldn't intervene aggressively. They had to basically provide comfort measures and watch his heart rhythm fade on the monitor.
That powerlessness. It must be unbearable.
The nurse who witnessed it, she described this really complex feeling when he finally passed. Not the usual sadness or loss, but this overwhelming sense of relief.
Relief.
Yeah, relief that his suffering was finally over, because it was just so miserable, so agonizing to watch, and ultimately preventable if he'd been able to overcome the addiction earlier. She said it was the most miserable death she'd ever seen. That mix of empathy, frustration, and relief, it's a heavy burden for night shift staff.
A unique kind of emotional toll.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So when you pull all these threads together, the gas station, the police stop, the security guard, the CO, the nurse, the real horror of the night shift, it often seems to be about isolation, doesn't it?
Yeah, isolation that just amplifies everything else.
Yeah.
Human desperation, systemic failures, the sheer randomness of crisis.
We've seen how when the sun goes down, sometimes the rules, the accountability, they seem to fade too. It leaves individuals facing these impossible choices, these horrific events, often completely alone.
Dealing with the fallout of addiction, crime, negligence, or even just the unexplained. And the profound reality of human suffering up close.
It makes you think, right? For those of us lucky enough to just sleep through the night, what does it mean that these moments of intense fear, life-altering decisions, incredible vulnerability, they're happening all around us, every single night, unseen?
A hidden world operating under the cover of darkness.
Well, if you found these true stories as gripping and thought-provoking as we did, we hope you'll engage with us.
Yeah, please like this deep dive, share it if you think others should hear these accounts, and definitely subscribe to the channel.
Horror Docx. We do these explorations into the dark side of true events regularly.
Thanks for joining us in the shadows tonight.
Thank you for diving deep with us.